pin myself. All right, guys. So for this workout, we need a little pillow or something soft and squishy like a towel to pop between your legs, and also a set of light dumbbells. If you don't have dumbbells, I'll give you some alternatives as well. But we're going to start off with some arm circles just to warm up the upper body. So coming down onto your mat, you can either be standing or kneeling. Obviously, I'm kneeling just because so you can actually see what I'm doing. Just starting with nice big circles. You can use your weights if you like, just to encourage the shoulder joint to open up. So lifting it up to the front and right around. Nice big breath in through the nose. Nice big breath out. Filling up your full rib cage. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then take your dumbbells down or your hands down to your side. And we're going to lead out with our thumbs. So poke your thumbs out towards the side of your body. Drive them up to meet each other. And then back out. And I want you to keep your shoulders in that external rotation position. So encouraging them to really open up. Using the backs of the arms, the shoulder girdle. Nice work. 3, 2, and 1. And then take the dumbbells to the ground, hands behind the head. And let's just do a couple of chest openers where fingertips are lightly placed behind the head or near the ears, depending on how mobile you feel. Tap those elbows together and then open them up. Nice work. Great crew this morning. This is great turnout. 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Beautiful. And then find your way down onto your mat. 4-point position, which means hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And we're going to start with finding our neutral spine. So if you go bum up to the sky and belly down, okay, and then we take our head and shoulders and we round and curve them up towards the ceiling into cat, and then come back and just find a place where your spine is nice and long from the top of the shoulders to the tailbone. And then from there, I want you to shoot your hips back, seeing if you can watch yourself in the video, great. Otherwise, try and get the body awareness of trying to push back but keep your tailbone straight as you do it. And stop just at the moment where you feel like your tailbone starts to round. Just notice if you might be feeling any pinching or pulling. If you're feeling it pinch through your hip flexors, maybe widen the legs just a little bit. We're rocking back and keeping the tailbone nice and straight. So what might happen is as you rock back, the lower back starts to round. What we're wanting to do is we're trying to pull in through the tummy, so core on, and be able to hinge back with that nice neutral spine. When we're moving throughout the day, when we're lifting, we're deadlifting, or we're squatting, sometimes we end up getting lower back issues because we end up going into that tilt of the pelvis. The pelvis rolls underneath us because we're not able to keep that nice neutral spine where we're lengthening out through the hips. So just take it a couple more. 3, 2, notice how far you can get back. And then last one. Beautiful. And then reset yourself back into the middle of your mat. Let's start. So from here, I want you to lift up through the belly, engage that core. We're going to take the left arm out and the right arm comes out. Keep the hips nice and square and then pull in through the navel, round through the spine. Tap the elbow together and then shoot it forward. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Really feel like your fingertips and your toes are lengthening out with purpose. Imagine like someone's grabbing your hand, grabbing your toe, and pulling you nice and long on your mat. With more mobility of your spine, round it up, tuck it tight, and then lengthen out long. Squeeze that glute, keep them nicely stacked. Beautiful, and then hold out, left arm out, right leg out. Take the fingertip down to the ground, the toe down to the ground, and then lift. Squeezing the underside of the glute, careful that you're not jamming up and into your back. Belly stays lifted, core stays on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the dumbbell or your weight into your left hand. Rebrace down through your right. Take the right knee back down to the ground. As well to start, I might actually face you guys so you can properly see what my right left hand's doing. And then from here, you can walk your knees back 30 centimeters or so to start. Pull your pelvis down and underneath you. And then from here, we're going to pull the weight into the side of the body and then lengthen back out. So pulling in and out. Keep the chest long, keep the head neutral, keep the shoulder, the hand, the right hand underneath the shoulder blade. Keep the core, belly pulled on. We want to make sure we're getting a nice little abdominal workout here. Now, for those of you who are feeling super strong in your abs, I want you up on your toes, please. As we lift this weight, warming up. If you're pregnant, modify your abs, take a little bit of less pressure off the core, working more through the arms and the chest. Otherwise, I want you to really focus here on testing out that anti-rotation, testing out your core strength to stay nice and straight in that one plane. 5, 4, good, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. From here, we're going to take the arm out to the side. So we're going to fly it out wide. Once again, we want to keep the core on. We're lifting up. We're coming back down. So if you need to go back down to your knees on this one, come back down onto your knees. You've only got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Before we go over onto that other side, I want you to come down onto your elbows for me. And once again, walk yourself back. You can stay on your knees or you can do this one on your toes. Notice I am in a front plank position. We're going to do some scat push-ups from here. So my chest is going to fall through my shoulder blades. And then I'm going to press my shoulders away nice and proud, nice and broad. Sinking down, rolling out. Trying to get nice and hollow in the chest as we press ourselves away from the floor. 5, 4, keep the top of the neck relaxed. If it helps, give it a little wiggle before you do each movement. So wiggle the neck, drop down, drive up, wiggle the neck. Encourage the serratus anterior, which is the muscle that sits underneath your armpit, to be doing this work. You might also feel it through your shoulders as well. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Let's go over onto the other side. So we're going to start off with the opposite leg, opposite arm lifts. So get your hands directly underneath you, scoop up through the belly, find your neutral spine. Right arm extends, elbow comes in, knee touches, and then we shoot back out. Reaching long, really driving out, lengthening through the belly, keeping the tension on that abdominal wall. Little lift, little squeeze. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Five more. Careful that you're not sinking down through that left arm. Stay nice and proud through the chest. 2. And last one. Beautiful. So we've got our opposite lift and lowers. So lift up, reposition your left arm if it feels like it's not underneath your shoulder. Keep the tension on the belly. The gentle core exercise, but it's a great way to be actually really truly strengthening that whole middle band. Excellent work. 10, 9, 8. Your back is getting sore in this one. It's because your abs have turned off. So re-engage them. Don't lift the leg as much. Pull the belly in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. We want to grab hold of the weight with the right arm. Walk those knees back 30 centimeters or so. And if you're coming up onto your toes, you're up on your toes. We've got that renegade row. Make sure the pelvis is underneath you, and let's do it. Chest long, arm tucked to the side of the body. Think about that elbow reaching back towards the hip. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, belly on, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Reposition yourself, have a little break. We've got our flies. If you need to be on your knees, pop down to your knees. Chest over shoulder, knees back 30 centimeters, drop the hips down. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Push yourself back into a little child's pose. So separate those knees, reach the arms out nice and long. Little swing through the hips. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. And then join me back into the center of your mat on your knees for me. I'm just gonna a little bit higher. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is I would like you to prop your left leg out to the side of your body, staying in that kneeling position. So we are one leg out, one leg in. Beautiful. And then take your arms and reach them up overhead. Imagine that you are holding a ball. If you want to hold your weight, a little bit of extra something, you can hold your weight as well. I know some of you guys are definitely up to doing that. Just hold it end to end, just the way I did, or you could hold it, if you've got two little ones, you could hold it like this. I'm not going to do that. So arms out nice and long, and I want you to lift and squeeze through that abdomen, fold over, and then come back up into the middle. Reach with those fingertips, use the side of your waist and up. Careful that we're not rotating over our knee. We want to make this a pure oblique. Stretch and extend. Point that toe, reaching long. Using the side of our waist to prop ourselves back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then from here, take your right hand down to the ground, left arm up to the sky, point that left toe, and let's lift that leg up. We're going to crunch knee into elbow, and then lengthen out long on our mat. Crunch, and then lengthen. Try and really use the side of the waist here to bring yourself in, then reach yourself long. Ten, 9, 8, really stretch out that waist. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bring your whole body down to the ground for me. Still stay in that nice little side plank position and prop yourself up on your right elbow. So from here, I'm going to modify this exercise for me, but if you're feeling good with it, what we're going to do is we're going to be double leg lift, taking our hand towards our toe and then back out. So both legs are staying nicely joint together, so squeeze them tightly. We're using the side of our waist to lift up and then come back down. If you are pregnant and you want to modify this one instead, or you just don't like that double leg lift, come into a side plank here. We're going to do this one for about 30 seconds. If you're doing that nice double leg lift, you should have started by now. So try and really reach with that hand, extend out through those feet, making sure that the belly is pulling in. Push the hips up off the ground if you're joining me in side plank. Another 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the glute back down to the ground. Take this top leg and thread it behind the back leg. From here, we're going to work this inner thigh. I want you to extend out through the toe on your base leg. We're lifting it up and we're bringing it back down. Excellent. So just a nice little lift here. Stay propped up on that elbow, nice and strong through the shoulders. Play around with your foot position. You can feel that adductor working a little more with your toe pulling up, so flexed. Feel free to flex it. Nice long lifts to start. Stay elevated out of the waist. Careful you haven't rolled back on that hip too much. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do little pulses at the very top here. So I want you to lift your leg, hold it up, and just little pulses, driving that leg. Pulse, 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 pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Come all the way down onto your ear. Extend that arm out. Take this top leg and flop it over the bottom leg. We're going to work this bottom leg just that little bit more with your adductor. Squeeze and hold. I want you to hold at the top for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Lift it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Lift it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 to go. Hand up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, last one. Up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those legs together. Extend out through the toes. Pull the hand to the front of the body. You can either stay down on the ear or you can stay propped up, either one. But I want you to lift the legs, pull in through the belly. Think of yourself as a nice, long, stiff, straight board. And then I want you to split those legs apart. Hold, split those legs apart. Hold, split those legs apart. Hold, split those legs apart. Hold. So we're floating, swimming midair, looking like beautiful little mermaids. Although mermaids have a joint tail, don't they? So maybe we're not mermaids. Underwater sea creatures with 2 legs. 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to go 10 nice and fast. Let's pump it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. All right, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Let's test out my memory here. I'm sure I'm bound to forget something. Let's see. So, should we have a little stretch through that leg first before we start? So we should have just worked our left leg, which is the same leg that's out. So let's just prop ourselves back. Just a little bit, little stretch out. Just in case we forget or we run out of time at the end, that we don't get a chance to stretch out through our groin. And once again, think about that neutral spine that we had or we're trying to achieve in those rock backs at the start of today's session. Think about keeping your tailbone nice and long and straight rather than letting it tuck underneath you. Alrighty, no time like the present. Let's get into it. All right, arms up. Grab your weights if you want the weights. No weights if you don't want the weights. From here, we're lengthening out through our waist and then coming back up. Pull in through the belly. extend long through the foot. Try and stay nice and light on that left side. Nice and light through the foot, that is. So we're trying to use as much core strength as we tip ourselves over and then drive ourselves back. Belly in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then from here, hand comes down to the ground, other hand extends out. We've got our beautiful little oblique crunches. Elbow pulls in, hand reaches away. Reach with purpose, team. Once again, imagine that hand and that toe is getting pulled as far as you can. You want nice long muscles. Lengthening, stretching out. Eight, 7, 6, use that glute. 5 to go. 5, 4, lengthen out. 2, and 1. Killer. Come down onto your hip. We've got our double leg lifts. Remember, I'm modifying your mind, but you are lifting up. You're tapping your toes and then you're lengthening back out. Otherwise, you're side planking with me. Push out of your hips. Reach tall to the sky, 30 seconds. Belly in tight. Looking good. Looking strong this morning. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work. Take that top leg, thread it behind. We've got our inner thigh lifts, getting ready to lift with the inside seam, not theme, seam of our thigh. Lifting up, coming back down. Stand out through that foot. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you remember what's next? It's our little pulses. Pulse it up, 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 up. Pump up those inner thighs. Do a nice little burn on for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Killer. Come down onto the ground. Take the top leg over the bottom. And we've got those lifts again, but they're long holds. So we've got 5 nice long holds. Lift it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Lift and squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Lift it up. Oh my God, I just realized I'm counting for 5 seconds, not 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Lift up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Lift up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Last one. Lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. And then take your legs and join them on top of each other. Lift and extend through the toes. Use the side of your waist, the belly is on. And we're going those nice, slow little splits on our side. Take the leg forward, take the leg back. Go to your range of movement, but you want to make sure that the trunk is staying nice and still. You can use the front arm to the front of you to brace. Point those toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice fast. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really beautiful work. Pick yourself up. Let's stretch out that other inner thigh. So you want to take that right leg out, left leg out, push back into the hip. A little stretch out, keep that nice neutral spine. And then grab your pillow or your towel or whatever it is that you're going to be using this morning. I'm going to finish off with a little bit of adductor work with our glutes. So you're going to take the pillow and you can, depending on the shape and size of it, you can either double it up or you can leave it flat. It's up to you. You're just wanting to have a little bit of feedback between the knees. And the reason why we put the pillow there is just to lightly engage the adductors. It's not actually to get them working. It's actually more so to draw the connection between what's happening, the firing, and what's happening in your hips and what's happening in your midsection. You'll find that as soon as you add a gentle squeeze into those inner thighs, your core and tummy comes on, okay? So that's what we're really wanting to do. From here, we're going to push the hips up towards the sky, thinking about lifting them but keeping them neutral. We don't want to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. We just want to focus on lifting up nice and straight. Again, keeping that neutral curve of the spine. Lifting and pressing through. So the way that we tuck our pelvis, if we roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, we end up using a lot more back and less glutes, which is not a bad thing, but it depends on the purpose of what we're trying to achieve here, and we're trying to work our glutes. So gentle squeeze of the adductors, push the hips up, drop them back down. As we push up, careful that you're not going into an overly rounded curved back position where you're pressing through your shoulders. Again, keep your back quite neutral and really push through the glutes. Imagine like your knees are trying to drive over your toes. So you're lengthening out through your thighs. Thighs lengthen, knees push away. We squeeze the glutes back down. All right, I think let's step it up for the last few minutes that we have together. So push those hips up, Lift the left knee out to a 45-degree position. And let's lift, hold, back down. Even if you're only just lifting slightly off the ground, that's okay, as I am. Otherwise, go for it. Push the floor away, come back down. The other thing that's super interesting, that when you do put a pillow between your knees when you're doing this work, is you might find it helps to open up your external rotators of your hip. So if you are the sort of person that finds you really struggle to get your glute max, the big bulgy part of your glutes, working, and it runs at a cost of your TFL, which sits to the front of the hip, or also you get deep sort of piriformis pain, putting a pillow between the legs helps to open up the pelvis and forces you to use the muscles that should be extending the hips, which is the adductors, which is the glute max and the glute med. 2 and 1. All right, let's change to the other side, team. Pop the pillow between the knees. Extend out through that foot and let's go. Drive it off the ground. Back down. Little pause at the top. Keep the core on. Body nice and straight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. While we're down here, we'll just finish off with a little bit of extra abdominals. Feel free to take that pillow out. Take the legs nice and wide and just swift your legs internally, externally, whatever you want to do. It's cool. Just give them a little bit of play, a little bit of movement. And then from here, we're going to take our legs up to tabletop for me. Pull down through your navel, and we're going to do some toe taps to start. Lift the head and shoulders if you would like to. So a little extra something, something. Okay. If you're pregnant and these are no longer feeling good, instead opt for a leg lift. If you're doing these toe taps, what I don't want to see is this. That is just my knee bending. Okay, I can see that in the video. Beautiful. I want to see the whole hip drop. We should see angles with our knees. We are using our abdominals here. Drop the whole knee, the whole knee. The whole knee comes down, the whole knee. So have a look, check how you're doing these toe taps. If it is just the toe tapping, you are not working hard enough. Lift up, down. Obviously, I'm modifying mine. Keeping the core on, the belly tight. 5, 4, 3, good, 2, and 1. And we've got one last minute, team. Little ab burnout. Again, I'm going to demo this one, but not do it with you. Lift up through the core, legs up in tabletop. We're going to crisscross opposite arm, switches over, back to center, and then to the other side, back to center. So separate each movement for me. I'm going to take my arms out to the side, just a little bit of a toe, what do you call these ones? Like toe taps with the hands. Much more gentle on my core. Otherwise, I want you guys to be going for it with our crisscross. We've got a minute here. Make sure that you use it. Ten seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Lay yourself down. Grab hold of your feet. Join me in a little happy baby. Now just grabbing hold of those tootsies, pulling the feet down to the floor and trying to lengthen out through your spine. Trying to get your tailbone to connect down into the mat. Little rock side to side if you want. Feel free to stretch out those legs if you've got the flexibility. Pull them out long. And then gain a little bit of momentum, roll yourself up to a seated position. Take one leg in, one leg out. Let's stretch it out. So let's stretch out the side of the waist, sit up nice and tall, opposite hand to opposite knee, and then reaching up and over, stretching out our obliques and our waist, our ribs. Big breath in. Big breath out. On the exhale, try and reach that little bit further. Beautiful. And then sit up tall. Feel free to add a little twist around. You go easy if you are pregnant. And then come back to the center. Let's change to the other side. One leg in, one leg out. Sit up nice and tall. Opposite hand to opposite knee. Reach those fingertips out and away. Up and over. Big breath. Big breath out. Beautiful. Sit up nice and tall. Little twist around. Take the legs into a butterfly position in front of you. Take the crown of the head down towards the ground. And then a few nice head rolls. Lengthen out that neck. Ear down. And then look over your left side as far as you can. Over your right side as far as you can. Over your left side as far as you can. Your right side. And then last one. Chin down. Chin up. Awesome. I'm going to hit stop record over on our Zoom. Well done for joining me, team. Let me know what you thought of that one. Catch you later. Stop record. Bye.